let's play this game of Empire. So if you've ever played Solitaire, you know of card games where you can play them totally by yourself. You don't need another player. This is, I would say, an evolution of Solitaire. It is set in a medieval setting where you are building up an empire and you're sending in soldiers and recruited civilians to fight in a war for you. So this is how you play Empire. You just need a standard shuffle deck, 52 cards, remove the jokers. So we don't need those. And we start the game by just taking the first card. The color of the first card determines what team you're on, either red or black. So we're red. We don't care if it's hearts or diamonds, just red. And we are trying to recruit soldiers. Soldiers are cards that are 2 through 10. In other words, not the faces and not the aces. So here is our first soldier. And we want to keep going and recruiting soldiers until we have 3. Our maximum is 5. So the game actually has not started yet. We are setting up for it. So what happens is we go through, and this one is black. It is a soldier. And this is what we call a civilian. It's not an enemy soldier because there's no battle going on. And you'll see how that works too. We go to the next one. We have a 3, and that is my soldier. So I'm going to recruit that soldier. Another civilian. Here's another soldier. Cool. We've gotten to our 3. So any other card that was not a red soldier, we would have just kept going through it until we got to our 3. The game has actually begun at this point. So this is what marks the beginning. You have to have 3 soldiers. It is possible to go below 3 soldiers during the game, but to start things off, you want 3. So let's begin. Cool. We got another soldier. Remember, our limit is 5. Jack doesn't do anything right now. It will later. Don't worry about that. Civilians. That is a... And now we have come across a queen. It is on our side, but kings and queens, they wage wars. That's how this game works. Queens wage battles. The battle that a queen wages is with one enemy at a time. So if you defeat one of the queen's enemy soldiers, you win that battle. So let's see. Oh, the queen has brought in a king. So counting up from 10, you get 11, 12, 13. So Jack is 11, Queen is 12, King is 13. So the Queen has brought in a 13 soldier to beat. And we are actually not going to beat that soldier. So what we'll do is, since we know we're going to lose, let's just send the 3 in. It's our lowest card. So we lose that. What happens when you lose a battle? The Queen just gets to keep sending enemies at you. It's like it keeps chipping away at your armor. 2, that one I can beat. And I beat that one, and the battle is over. So these cards just stay there, and we continue. I can't take that as a soldier, because that's the one I just sent in. It's the end of the battle, so we just keep moving. Okay, so now we have a king. The king sends in 2 enemies at a time. So here's how that works. Let's look at the first enemy. It's a 7. Before I take off the next enemy, I actually can make a decision here. I can either fight the 7 and then fight the next card individually, and I have to beat both of them to win the battle. Or I can take the next card and it will add to the 7 as 1 soldier, and I have to beat that soldier. I'm actually going to do that because I know I'm going to lose this, and I know I'm going to lose the next one. So I'd rather lose just 1 card instead of both of them if I know I have to go into battle again. Yeah, it's 14. So a 6 loses to a 7, but it also loses to a 14. So you see, I just lose the 1 card. Again, what happens when you lose a battle? You have to go into battle again. So we've got a 6. It actually appears like I'm going to lose the game if I play this 6, because another one will come that I won't have a soldier to play to. So believe it or not, I have not actually lost the game here, because I can use that same strategy of just saying, go ahead and give me the next one. 12 plus 16 is 18. And I lose that. I haven't lost the game because I lose the game if a battle takes place and I don't have soldiers to send in. I don't know if that's the case yet. Let's see. Oh, so here's a soldier, here's another soldier, and here's another soldier. Civilian, another soldier. Let's stop here because I got to do some hot water last time. We need more skillful soldiers that can beat anything. So here's what you can do. You can take any card In fact, you can take any number of cards, any of your soldiers, and add them. So this is one soldier now with a value of 17. I could even do this, a value of 19, because I don't know what the king did throw at me in terms of combined soldiers. So it's good to have a high value combined card. The other thing is, since this is a combined soldier, I still had 2 spots here. This is only 1 spot. This is 1 spot. This is 1, 2, 3, blank. So let's keep going. We've got another soldier here. I want to start advancing in this game too. So I'm going to do another skill. When you do this, soldier still counts against your 5 total, but you cannot send this into battle. The combined value doesn't really matter here. What this does is, if I see a face or a haste card come up of my color, I get to swap it out here, and then it can recruit civilians. I'll show you how that works next, so let's just keep going. That was convenient. So here is a face, so faces and aces of my color. I can actually take that and swap it right here. And then, let's see what the next one is. Just for the sake of example, so that was a queen. Well, for the sake of example, if the next card was this, I could recruit it as a civilian here. So that's how that works. Only one in that spot. And this civilian cannot be combined with other ones. It lives here, right? So I can send it into battle. I can also send the ace into battle. But if I do that, I send both of them together, and they don't count as a... This one just goes along for the ride. So this is, you're playing as a 1 value here, but it has to take its civilian with it. Okay, but we actually didn't get a 5, we got a queen. Queen wages a battle with 1 enemy, so let's see what that enemy is. Jack. It's a good thing we had that insurance, so let's send it in and the battle is over. We need some more value here. I'm gonna start adding these up, so that's a 9 now. 13, that's pretty good. So we got a 13 soldier, we'll just leave it there. And we got a 7, oh great. And an 8, awesome. Ace, can't do anything with that. And a 2, okay, so now we have our 5 slots filled. I think, let's take our 2 lowest cards and we want to start recruiting here. So again, this one can be swapped out for a face and an ace. We've got a fairly high value card. We've got a very high value card here, soldier I should say. So we keep going, here's a jack. That is our color, so cool. Let's swap it out. So now we have 2 places where we can recruit civilians. So let's start getting some civilians. Here's a civilian, here's a civilian. Awesome. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll push the cards together, but there's actually a 5th slot here, so we still have some room. All right, let's keep going. 3, 8. Okay, king is up. Go time. Our first enemy is a 9. Do we want to go after it individually and then try the next one? I'll take my chances. No right answer here. We don't know what's going to happen. I've defeated the 9 individually. The king has to send in 2 enemies. What's the second enemy? 10. Darn. I was hoping I could use one of these, but I actually have to use my combined one to defeat the 10. That's okay. The neat thing about this game is that you're putting cards back into the deck. That's going to be more relevant later when you think about bribing the royalty and things, and sometimes you want to keep certain cards out of the deck. Okay, so here's a soldier. There's a heart. We are full, so we get our 5 soldiers now. Wait, how did this 4 get here? I think I did something wrong. You probably saw what I did wrong, but I didn't. So that's fine, just ignore that. So we're right, that's why I put the 4 back. So here's another 4. So that one can go here because that one can recruit civilians. This is looking pretty good. One thing I should be doing at this point is actually pausing and trying to build a base. So this is really good. Bases win the game. You want to build 5 bases. So here's how you do that. We'll move these over here. We've got our 2 recruit. These are 2, we call them hosts with recruited civilians. The ace with the 5, the jack with the 4. We can put them together in this kind of plus formation. And this is now no longer a playable soldier. It counts against our 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I can't play this. Instead, what I can do is, if I get one of these, a face or an ace of my color, I can swap it out for a base. So let's see if that happens. Okay, instead we have a war. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna lose to the king. So the queen's gonna send in another enemy into battle. Let's shuffle our deck here. So here's we lost that battle, here's the new battle, and we win that battle. Okay, so we're okay. We need to get some more soldiers. Queen is back. Oh wait, this is a queen of our color. Yeah, we don't have to battle. We can swap it out right here. This time I swapped it out for 2 recruited civilians, so I can actually turn it over. And we now have our first base. Now the game gets really interesting because you'll see why. Our base does not count against our 5, by the way. More on that later. Let's keep going. Got a civilian, got a jack. I can actually recruit this jack, by the way. So bases can recruit civilians, but they can recruit any card. I'm not going to take the jack, and you'll see why. There's actually something more powerful it can do for me. Here's a 9, that's great. This is great because the game is now really picking up here. I'm going to make a super soldier. There's an 18. Let's see if that comes in handy later. We get an ace card. I could recruit that. Don't want to. Could recruit these 2. I don't want to. 7. Now this is pretty powerful. I think I'm going to go ahead and keep going at the recruitment. See if I can keep going there. Awesome. 2. Yeah. Okay, I've got an ace. That's fine. All right, so queen has shown up. We can swap that out here because it's our color. The queen goes here. And we can recruit a civilian. That's very nice. And let's keep going. Damn, the king has appeared, so we have to do a battle with 2 people. But here's what's really awesome. Now that we have a base, our empire is so powerful that we can actually bring royalty onto our side. So you remember how I said that you can recruit any card. So now I'm going to recruit the king. I don't have to go into battle. So let's keep going. By the way, the base card wins everything. If I decide to pick this up and play it, it has to take the king with it, but it'll win against any card. But you don't want to do that because look at how much work it took to get there. I can also play the king on its own, which we may have to do. So the king is a 13 value, so we can play that one as well. It also makes our individual soldiers less precious because I have a queen that I can play and a king. I've got the 3. So I can start really focusing on recruitment here. So let's do that. So this is a recruitment card. I'm not as precious about the individual soldiers. The ace, that's not my color though, so I can't use that. King, okay, we have to go into battle because not my color. I don't have a base to recruit this king with. And let's do both of the cards because I've got an 18 here. It's pretty strong. Oh, what is that? 5, 6, that's 18. Okay, cool. So threat averted. 7. What I really want to do is get a face or an ace of my color. Sure, I'll take that. So we're full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could just make this like a super player. 19. Oof, that's a pretty large soldier. Let's keep that. Sure. Sure, why not? Make another super soldier. You may think at this point, why not just always create these super soldiers? You may see why. There's actually a reason why. That can be maybe a little wasteful work and it can hurt you. But for now, I'm going to do that anyway. Damn. All right, queen sends in a 6 into battle. No problem. It's way more than I need to beat a 6. That's okay. I just realized I missed something. If I play backwards, I don't think you're allowed to do that, but if I were paying attention, this is my jack, so I can put that right here. And then I got the 6. And then again, I've got the 2 recruited civilians, so let's combine those. Now, keep in mind, you're like, this is a good strategy, but it's also taking a risk because I can't play this. I've got a king I can play, and I've got a 19, so that's pretty good, but I've got 2 more spots here. So this combines to be 1 non-playable soldier. 3. Queen wages a war with a, what do you got, queen? A king. All right. So this was my trusted double agent. I just sent him back in, so I just mutinied him. So now he's back in the deck and he's gonna be able to play me again. So that battle's over, so we get 4. I think I'll try to keep her, oh wait. Oh no, I played that king. Okay, that's right. Okay. Thought I missed something again. Some of the ways run out of the deck, as you've probably picked up already. We just keep shuffling and starting over. All right, it's getting a little tight in here, but I can make 5 spots. I could recruit these. I don't want to. We really want a face or an ace of our color. That's what we want. There we go. Face of our color. So now we have another base. You win the game when you get 5 bases. So here's another recruit. So we can recruit that one. Let me make this a little cleaner so you can see what's going on here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These actually don't count against our 5, by the way. And that is crucial to know in this game. If you don't know that, you can't win the game. So it's actually 1, 2, 3. And once I put something on this, then they count towards my 5. So if I did this, then it's 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to recruit that. I could, because I could put it over here. Check. Queen's up. Queen wages war at 6. Yeah, let's send in our 9. 6 again. Let's start recruiting over here. Get an ace. Oh, that's the other color. 2, sure. Not a very powerful civilian, but why not? 10, 8, ace. There we go. It's a face and an ace. So now we just need to recruit a civilian right there. And once we do that, it's a good idea to combine these if you want. You can combine them together to try to form another base. Let's try to form another base. Got red here, 7. So we're trying to recruit here. That might not have been a great move because now I have 2 unplayable soldiers. You see that? But we also have 2 bases, which are very powerful. Because I get a king, I don't have to play this battle. King is on my side. Again, another king. No, thank you. Isn't that cool? It's good to be the king. It's good to have the empire, rather. Queen. Okay, I gotta play the queen. Who's playing a king? All right, jeez. Comes back in. Who shuffled this deck? Okay, king, but that's my color, so look at that. I'm gonna start recruiting civilians. So you see how this is, I actually could have put it there too. You can see how this is starting to form bases here. So as I'm shuffling this, we've got a base that's empty, doesn't count towards one of our 5. We've got a 19 soldier, we've got a king, and this is unplayable. So we're waiting to replace that with a base, and this one is waiting to recruit a civilian. Also, this one actually is playable. So we got 4 playable cards. Okay, so let's use that, because I said so. All right. I could keep this, by the way, because again, this one doesn't count towards one of my 5, but that's okay. I really want to get a face or an ace of my color so I can turn this one over into a base. I'm going to go a little quickly here. Let's do it. Queen, all right. Okay, so I've got 3 of my 5 bases to win the game. Let me just stop here and think, because what I need to be trying to do is I need to make another one of these so I can combine that into a base. And since these are empty, I want to keep one of these empty or use this one in a battle. And this is an interesting dynamic because I eventually need this, like I want a battle, win or lose. I want to get rid of this guy because I want that to be a space to create a base. So let's try to do that. Let's just start looking for trouble here. Let's get rid of that one. Give me your worst. Because now that we have these bases, we have very powerful people that are going to be sitting in those positions. Okay, queen. I'll take the queen. What do you got, queen? Great. King. The queen is waged war with the king. I have freed that one up. So now I can start recruiting soldiers. And I can even thwart the threats by pulling in kings that are going to wage wars against me. But I want to start recruiting. Great. So now we just need a face card of our color. That one. Shuffling that deck again. So just take a second to appreciate how the kings and queens that would normally be waging war against us, we have these turned over ones. Well, these are either faces or aces, but you can see there's already 3 kings. There's only 4 kings in the deck. So like our empire is very powerful. There, 3 of the 4 kings are on our side. That's pretty cool. That's an ace on the other side's color. Yeah. We got a queen who's waging a war. They never learn. Okay. King, that's fine. We've got a king. There you go. Let's keep going. By the way, the 5 bases you need to win, they don't have to have anybody on them. There just needs to be 5 of them. Okay, give me a face or an ace of my color. Okay, we got our ace. These are face up. These have not recruited any civilians yet. So there's our first civilian recruit. Again, time to make a base. Just gonna smush this together in a plus shape, but they're slippery. I'll know that. That's what that means. All right, now I want another face or an ace. Perfect. Okay, so here's our base. We got 4 out of our 5 bases. We've almost won the game. Now what we need to do here is yet another reminder that there's only 3 slots taken here, not 5, because these are empty. We can use one of these, but we got to keep one of them free so that we can start recruiting again. Because you think about, I'm starting a recruitment here, but I'm going to need another one to combine them with. So that's why we keep this one free. So let's try to zip through that. Here's our face, and here's our civilian. And then I'm just going to pull these down because we know they're there, but we need the space here on the board. Soldier. So you can see I'm going fast because I'm looking for a face or an ace of my color. There it is. And let's get to recruiting already. There we go. Now I can recruit these 2. Or I can stack these 2 rather. And then here's our base. And we've won. And that is the end of the game. We've got our 5 bases. And that's how you play Empire.